Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do labeling in the PeakLearner system. So first, notice in this display we have uh, 3 aorta samples and 2 colon samples. And we see that here on the right there's a peak in all of the 5 samples. So we can label that peak by giving a peak start and a peak end label. So first we pick peak start from the menu, we click the highlight button, and then we can drag a rectangle starting before the peak and ending at the top of the peak. So then the peak start rectangle will have the start location of the peak inside of it. And after that, we can now change the label to a peak end label, and we can click the highlight region again, and we drag again after the peak all the way to the top of the peak, and that's going to give us a model where this red bar here indicates the region where you have the peak start and the peak end predicted by the model. And so you can see that it's consistent with given labels as shown in the rectangles here. So what if we wanted to label this other peak on the left here, which is only present in the 3 aorta samples and not in the 2 colon samples? Well, we could do it the same way. Again, clicking the highlight button and then dragging here at the end first all the way to the top. And then again selecting peak start, highlight, dragging from before the peak all the way to the top. And now you can see that we've added the labels for the peak which is only present in the aorta sample, but now we have kind of some false, incorrect label of a peak in the colon sample. So what we can do to get rid of that is we can turn off the aorta samples. Then we can use change label to change visible align labels to no peak. And so that will change all of the labels which are on screen at a time. Another way to do that without hiding the labels would be to just change them one at a time. So here we change the peak end to a no peak, and then we change the other peak end to a no peak. Oh, oops. And so then we have labeled all of the peaks that we saw on the screen, and so now we see that the model is predicting, the 3 peaks here where we have them labeled, and the 5 peaks here where we have them all labeled. Thanks very much for listening, and I hope you learned a little bit about how to do labeling on PeakLearner.